Hartman's Community Centre, Milton, Ontario, Canada. Over the next few years, Megreth discovered that her young charge was not just any sky dragon. Although she had the superior intellect of her father, she also had a bit of humor rare in natural-born dragons, but at the same time she had all her mother's carnivore and migratory instincts, as well as a more complex biology than a mere sky dragon. She was a fusion of the world's ultimate draconic killing machine and ultimate draconic intellect. Megreth knew that this hatchling was destined for some higher purpose. Megreth thus taught Ida all which she had learned. After 9 centuries of existence, when she had taught her everything she knew, Ida demanded more. With the instincts of a migratory carnivore, Ida quite happily left the English Isles and went with Megreth on dragon gatherings and explorations. Fear was not in her nature. Any opponent who attacked this diminutive dragoness discovered that Ida had all the fangs and claws and venom stingers of a bipedal carnivorous dragon retracted and hidden in the folds of her scaly flesh and tail, with strong jumping muscles in her hind legs and hollow bones. Reinforced internally, she was lightning fast and agile in the attack, unlike her sky dragon brethren who roared in the sky all day to avoid being attacked on the ground. Ida was equally at ease on the ground, in the air, and in the ocean. She was, simply put, the most superior dragoness that dragonkind ever created. As it dawned on Megreth that her charge was a new savior for dragonkind, she quickly contacted the French Sky clan to check on the fate of the other 5 adopted dragonesses. Yes, they were very much alive and running circles around their kinfolk, showing all the same potential that Ida showed. Megreth quickly convened a gathering of the witch dragonesses. From the 6 races of dragonkind, Megreth kept Ida and 4 witches from the 4 other tribes, adopted 4 of the dragonesses, and promised to mentor them and teach them, their peoples, about their new adopted tribe. The thought of a dragoness being adopted by the serpents clan was offensive to all concerned except Megreth. Megreth had once been a serpent herself, and being a servant of his, did not return her snout up at this primitive dragon race. In the end, a reluctant witch dragoness agreed to take the last remaining young one to live with the serpents on condition that food be supplied by the other tribes, and that she be allowed to teach the young dragoness the ways of the witches' dragon tribe as well as that of the serpent tribe. This was quickly agreed to. In 1993, another gathering of the dragon clans was to be held in at the French ceremonial caverns. By this time, Ida had grown into a fetching young dragoness, standing on her hind limbs with snout reaching for the sky. She measured 15 feet tall from the ground to the tip of her beak hook, measured from the tip of her tail to the tip of her beak hook. She was much longer. She was just approaching mating age. Many a young French sky dragon glided over the English Channel in hopes of fetching her to his lair, but she wouldn't have none of it. And Dragon Archaeological Dig had discovered sacred tablets on a ritual called the Serpent Dragon Dance, and its first performance in countless millennia was to be held in Ontario in 1993, Canada. Thus, while countless love-struck sky dragons sailed above the Cheviot Hills of Northumberland, Ida was down in the caves of Megreth, prancing and leaping and looping and coiling, hoping that she would be chosen to participate in the ancient dragon dance. With her superior dragon body, she was capable of performing undulations and movements that other dragons dancers could only dream of. There was only one problem which disturbed her. The old tablets said that the serpent dragon dance was a celebration of serpenthood. Ida loved the dance, but not serpents. They were such primitive creatures, whilst Ida had fine feathered wings. They had none. Where she had light but strong bones, they were big boned and clumsy. Where she had a fine pointed snout ending in a beak hook, they had wide blunt nose skulls, only suitable for crushing and tearing prey apart. Her talons were retractable and protected, whereas theirs was fixed and extended. Throw in the fact that the only vocalization they were capable of was never-ending roars and hissing. There was no way around the fact that, whereas she was a superior kind of dragon, they barely deserved to be honored with the title of dragon. So why had some ancient dragon tribe created such wickedly exotic rituals in hope of mindless, stupid serpents?